The trial of Sheriff Alfred Montgomery is underway. 4 witnesses took the stand to describe the moments the sheriff demanded entrance into the jail to interrogate a victim of sexual assault. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. The state of Missouri is pushing to expel Montgomery from office, arguing he violated the terms of his office. And tonight, we have reaction from both legal teams after a full day of witness testimony. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is live outside the courthouse. Mark?
Yeah, Mike, first with a description of just the shocking, stunning images that started the day. Our cameras were rolling as Sheriff Alfred Montgomery, a sheriff in 2 chains, walks into the courtroom. You can see shackles around his feet and handcuffs around his hands. They did release his right arm so he could write notes and pass it. Then the judge, an old school judge, Stephen Omer, quickly telling cameras to leave. That way these witnesses could testify without that intimidation factor, wondering if their soundbite would be on the local news. The state led with their first witness, Tammy Ross, the jail commissioner Montgomery had handcuffed in February. She described how the sheriff moved behind her, blocked her way, and used the words detained or contempt, leading her to believe she was under arrest. Assistant Attorney General Greg Goodwin says that testimony and the video they showed in court speaks for itself. But Montgomery's federal attorney, Justin Gelfand, seized on one moment where Ross acknowledged saying the words, "then cuff me." He argues it proves the sheriff committed no crime.
Well, the Attorney General's office feels very good. We're very confident in the strength of our case, and we think the evidence is coming in nicely, and we feel confident.
With the crossover of the federal criminal case, what came out today with respect to the Tammy Ross incident, which of course is count 1 of the federal criminal case, could not have been clearer that there was no crime committed by Sheriff Montgomery. Tammy Ross admitted in no uncertain terms that she actually said, quote, "then cuff me," end quote.
50.
That's certainly one interpretation from a defense attorney. Ross, though, on her own, made it clear she never wanted to be cuffed. Her tone, she testified that rather she was being defiant toward a sheriff who she felt was aggressive, arrogant, in her words. The trial expected to last well into next week. Montgomery will be brought in every day, remaining under the custody of U.S. Marshals. Mike.
So, Mark, with all this unfolding on the state side, how does this intersect with the federal case? Could anything that is said in this courtroom complicate the charges he's already facing?
Oh, it certainly could, and prosecutors know that quite well. In fact, the federal team led by Christine Krug was in the court today in the gallery taking notes. If witnesses here reveal new details, or if they contradict past testimony that touch on that witness tampering allegation, or federal prosecutors could use that to even bolster their case. But the defense also sees an opportunity here too. They're treating it like something of a preview, a chance to test these arguments before that higher stakes federal trial takes place, where Montgomery's own freedom is on the line.
And Mark, with the video shown in court today, how crucial will that footage be to the state's attempt to remove Montgomery?
Yeah, that's really the key thing here. Very crucial, perhaps even the backbone of the state's case. Also key to the federal criminal case, too. There are no jurors involved here. In fact, it's media, reporters who are seated in the jury pool. All of this comes down to persuading the judge to see what the powers of the sheriff were. But there's a tug of war over the judge's opinion here. They're trying to persuade him what happened. The state argues what the judge saw on that screen wasn't just confusion or chaos in the heat of the moment, but rather an elected sheriff abusing the powers of his badge. A lot more to come over the next several days. But for now, live downtown, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.